Hi class, again we are going to discuss another problem here. So again, pause the video and read the problem first. A police car is chasing a speeding Porsche 911, assuming that the Porsche's maximum speed is 80 meter per second and the police car has a maximum of maximum speed of 54 meter per second. And at the moment both cars reach their maximum speed, what frequency will the Porsche driver hear if the frequency of the police car's siren is 440 Hz? Take the speed of sound in air to be 340. So as you can see, I have already written the equation, the general equation, and you now at this point you know what each of these symbols mean. F0 is the observed frequency, Fs is the source frequency, V without a subscript is the speed of sound in air, and it is given to us as 340 meter per second, and VO is the speed of the observer. So let me fill that out. Observer in this case is the Porsche, and it has a maximum speed 80 meter per second, and the source in this case is the police car, which has a speed of maximum speed of 54 meter per second. And on top of that, we are given the police car siren frequency, and that is the source frequency 440 Hz. Now, the important thing here is understanding how to use these pluses and minuses, right? So as I mentioned in the class, we are looking at one at a time. So look at the motion of the observer here. Look at the motion of the observer. And what is happening there? The observer is moving away from the source. And if the observer is moving away from the source, we are not considering anything else, okay? Only the motion of the observer. If you just look at that, the observer is moving away. As a result of that, the frequency should go down, and we are looking at a situation in the numerator, so the positive sign is out of the question and we delete it, and there you have V minus V naught, because we want to make the numerator smaller, because just because of the motion of the observer, the frequency should go down, and the numerator has the motion of the observer, and we picked the negative sign. And the same way we can look at the denominator and what is happening there. Let's have a look. Now this is the source, and the source is the police officer or the police car, and the police car is moving toward the observer. Now because of the action of the source, the frequency should go up because it is moving closer to the observer, right? Moving closer to the observer. And that action should make the frequency go up. And we are looking at a situation in the denominator. And in order for the frequency to go up, the denominator should be smaller. And in order to make the denominator smaller, again, we are choosing the negative sign here. But please understand that the reason that I picked the negative sign on the numerator was to make the frequency go down, and the reason that I picked the negative sign in the denominator was to make the frequency up. So again, this is again about algebra. So please use some numbers and check what I am talking about here, like how to make the denominator bigger and get a small value, and how to make the denominator smaller and get a bigger value. So it's just work it out using numbers. That's the best way to understand this. Now that we have figured it out, the rest is actually easy substitution. F0, Fs is 440, and V is 340, and the observer's frequency is 80, and 340 again, and the source frequency is 54. So we can plug the numbers in and we can check what the answer is. So I used my calculator and did the math, and I ended up getting 400 hertz. 400 hertz. So this is the frequency as observed by the Porsche. So please read it out again and then understand what is what, and most importantly, find out understand how to get these pluses and minuses figured out. Okay. And if I ask you to if I add a second part to the question, and if I ask you to find the frequency of the sound as observed by reflected off the Porsche and observed by the police officer, then you will have to look at the wave coming in the opposite direction like that. And the second case, I'm actually adding a part to this problem. In that case, you will see the Porsche is the source and police car is the observer. Now this is similar to problem number 61 that we discussed earlier in the same chapter. So have a look.